Here we exit out of Peterborough's signal box and enter into the hands of Doncaster's box. Clayford Tunnel, at 968 yards long, one of only a handful of tunnels along the entire East Coast Main Line route. The next tunnel from here is just before Retford, and after that is Edinburgh. Passing underneath us are the tracks for the Nottingham to Sleaford line. We now enter Clayford Loop. The up loop is seen on the left and the down loop branches off ahead. In the middle, dividing the loops, is Osterfin level crossing. In fact, the two loops are scattered with crossings, which is normal for this line, as there are a whopping 65 level crossings between King's Cross and Newcastle. We're booked to run into this loop to allow the 12 midday Highland Chieftain high-speed train to pass. As we're running late, the HST is only just caught behind us and will race past us on the running lines. This goes to show just how important loops are. Without them, freight trains would have no chance of running anywhere, and if they did, there would be many delays to passenger services. The downside to loops is that there's only a few of them. For example, if a freight train was to run late and was, say, 5 miles away from a loop, a high-speed service could easily get caught behind it and would have no choice but to follow the train for the next 5 miles. We come up now to Boulderton Level Crossing, where to our surprise some idiot in a Mercedes has got his car stuck between the gates. Luckily for us it's not obstructing our path, but as the emergency brakes come on and there is a lengthy stop involved, we decided to stop filming and come back another time. Newark Northgate Station, one of two stations serving the town of Newark-on-Trent, the other being Newark Castle on the Nottingham-Lincoln line. The station was opened by the Great Northern Railway in 1852. Just north of the station is Newark Flat Crossing, where the East Coast Main Line meets the Lincoln Line. It's the fastest flat crossing on the route with a speed limit of 100 miles an hour. The crossing itself is protected by signals on all sides. We're now approaching a single yellow aspect. This means the next signal could be at danger. Notice the illuminated route indicator above the signal. This is also known as a feather. This informs the driver that his route is set to branch off the line onto another route. In this case it tells our driver the route is set to take us into Retford platforms. If the route indicator was blank, it would mean we'd be continuing ahead on the Retford through lines. However, the driver should know what route he should be taking, and if the route indicator was incorrect, he would have to stop at the signal and call Doncaster signal box to query why the aspect was wrong. We're booked into Retford platforms to allow non-stop express service to overtake on the through lines. The station here has 4 platforms in total. The 2 platforms we arrive at are known as the high level station, the other 2 platforms being located on a separate line below us which runs from Sheffield to Lincoln. The lower level platforms opened on the 16th of July 1849. They were opened by the Sheffield and Lincolnshire Junction Railway. On the 4th of September of the same year, the Great Northern Railway linked onto these platforms until they opened their own in 1852. Then, in 1859, the Sheffield and Lincolnshire Junction Railway built a connection onto the Great Northern Railway station and closed their own. It was then, in the 1960s, the lower level platforms were built and the flat crossing over the East Coast Main Line was removed. Instead, the lines buried underneath the main line, which meant the chord line onto the East Coast Main Line was removed.